YouTube, it's your boy CBR Rod, man. We back with another video. I know it's been a 6-month drought. I just want to say Happy New Year's to all my supporters, all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me, even through this 6-month drought. But as you guys can see, we done made them big boss moves, private suite, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're finna jump right into this video. Alright, so right here I go on my wall cordless magic clips, and I'm just setting my initial guideline in, making sure that initial guideline is contoured to his head and to his man bun as well, so when we get to fading, everything flows. The reason I'm using my clippers to set in this guideline is just to show my beginner barbers that you do not have to set your guideline in with your trimmers, because that can, be harsh, and sometimes you won't be able to get it out, or, just spend long amounts of time trying to get it out. So right here, I'm just going with my lever fully open. I'm being consistent with this guideline right here. I'm not taking too much off, but I am being considerate. So I'm setting it in with my lever open. As you can see right there, I did a little bit of lever play, and I'm gonna slowly blend that line until I work my way all the way down to my lever close. Then we'll move on to our next step. Alright, and right here I go on my one guard lever fully closed, and I'm just going with the grain, taking my time, because you never know what's under your client's hair, whether you cut them a million times. It's been a while since I've cut my client, as you can see, since he's had his last haircut. So I just want to be careful to make sure there's no cowlicks or any new growth patterns that I may not know about. So I just take my time. Then right here I go in with that same one guard lever open, and now I'm just breaking into the fade even more. Notice how I'm being really consistent. Like I said, I'm setting that guideline in the same way I did when I did my lever open. Right here I go in with my 1.5 guard, and I'm just knocking that last bulk line out, because technically right here his hair is faded, but like there's a lot more detailing to do. You guys will see me using my corner with this 1.5 blade or guard right here. You guys can see using that corner work just to nitpick and get certain areas, without having to push that guideline furthermore up. Then I'm gonna come back with my one guard and do some more cleanup up underneath that 1.5 guard that we just used. Or no, correction, I actually come in with my half guard, and I'm softening up that bottom line, so that way when I come back to detail with my lever fully open, no guard, it's as least hair as there as possible. So like I said, I'll just have to use my corners, and I'll move it on. As you guys can see, I'm gonna turn my clipper around, and I'm really finna soften up that last line right there, besides the bulk. And remember, I initially went in with my one guard lever closed to debulk. So now I'm just coming right up under that step with my half guard, and I'm going with the grain. And what that does is right there is just softening up that line, so when I come back to fade against it, that I'm not fighting against certain hairs that just refuse to lay the way that I want to while I'm cutting it. And then right here I come back with the one guard just to do some more detailing right before we hop into that clipper over comb. And I'm just creating a nice foundation for myself, so that way I don't get lost in my fade. I don't overdo my part, because you very much can over fade. And right here, when you're doing clipper over comb, always be sure to lift that comb off of the scalp, because if you have it directly on your client's scalp, you're gonna you're gonna gouge your client and cut too much hair off. You know, you won't retain the bulk that you needed to have a nice gradient fade. And then right here, I'm just going on my raking method, just nitpicking those curls. If my client was wanting to add more depth to his drop fade, then we would keep those curls and fade underneath. As you guys see right here, I'm just fading right up under the occipital bone, which is going to give this fade the drop illusion rather than having an all around even fade. Alright, so next I'm going to follow that same step as I did on the other side with my one guard close with the grain debulking. Alright, and as I'm letting you guys just watch this video, I'm following my same steps as I did on the other side. So I'm gonna let you guys just watch, but I just want you guys to pay attention how when I use my 1.5, I'm making sure to get all the hair at the ridge of his head at the very top, but I'm also making sure that I do not pull any of his hairs that, you know, have already grew into the man bun. I'm not pulling it out, but I'm also getting all those hairs off of the ridge of his head to where everything lays nice and flush. Alright, and to my beginner barbers out there, I just want you guys to just focus on the canvas that's already at hand. You know, you cannot control, you know, your client's hair care etiquette at home, you know, so the hair may lay in different directions on, you know, different sides, or, you know, the density may be different. You know, you just have to pay attention to the way that the hair naturally lays and grow. And you just have to do the best of your best ability to make everything look as one. Alright, and with that being said, I just want you guys to know that one side is always going to lay better than the other. You know, like I said, you never know which side they sleep on, which now that I've created such a strong barber eye for myself, through my attention to detail, I'm able to actually tell my client which side they sleep on, and they will look at me just shocked because I pay that much attention to the way that the hair grows. I know, and, you know, like I said, can tell them what side they sleep on. And then right here, I'm gonna just do a little bit more cleanup. As you guys see, this was a side right here that wasn't as easy to fade, but you can very much see that I did the same exact steps and got really good results from. And then right here, I'm just going in with my 1.5 guard, and I'm just laying that hairline down. I don't want to fight any of those hairs when I put my trimmers on it. You know, I don't want to have to climb up and get a curly hair, anything like that. So I'm just laying that hairline down. Then right here, I'm gonna come in with some holding spritz. I'm gonna blow dry it in, and then I'm gonna brush the hair in the direction that I want it to lay. Alright, and then next I'm gonna just make sure my client's head is centered, and then I'm gonna start in the middle. You know, as you guys can see, I'm just tapping and going. I'm not digging into his hairline. I'm not trying to make any lines or anything like that. I'm just using the natural lineup that I'm presented with, and I'm just tapping and going, making the straightest line possible. And as you guys can see, I'm keeping everything at a 90 degree, having my boxes parallel. And yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, it's okay to go back over the hairline, but as you guys can see, other than when I initially started this hairline, there hasn't been any hairs that are just falling, because like I said, I'm following the template that I'm already presented with, which is his natural lineup. And you know, you don't want to push that back or, you know, cause any receding or anything like that. So just take your time. That's my biggest advice, and it's gonna come. Right here, my client got the hot towel, so as you guys can see, his lineup is, his hair is wet, but it's a little curly. But as you guys can see, I'm just barely tapping those same curls that are hanging over the lineup, but I'm still keeping the same exact foundation of my lineup when I originally did it. And if his hair can get wet and still be very straight, then you guys know that that lineup crispy. Then right here, I just go in with my enhancements. I'm not creating any of my own lines. Once again, like I said, just following the template that I'm already provided with. And then I come back with some fibers, and then I'm gonna put some holding spray and lock them in there. And I'm gonna come back and just do some touch up. Now, as you guys can see, that's the same exact. It's the same layout as his natural lineup, as you guys can see. And look at that, he crispy. And here we go into razor rod mode, using my thumb to just stretch that skin. That way I don't nick my client or cut him with the razor. As you guys can see from all angles, man, that fade hidden. Laid back, lean the chair up, whatever, man, that fade from all angles. It's the details that set you apart. As you guys can see right here, we're doing a little bit eyebrow cleanup. Giving them a full groomed look. You know, we don't want anything to take away from the CBR fade. And then right here, we just getting rid of all the unwanted facial hair, peach fuzz. Man, look at that fade, flawless. Alright, and then next you guys will see me actually bald him out. At the very bottom, remove that last hair at the bottom of his head. And then I'm gonna come back in detail. You guys will see me flicking out with my trimmers as well. That way I have the best transition possible. And then I'll also come back with my Anders Masters. And that's just me, you know what I'm saying? With my details, I really I'm hard on myself, so I had to come back with them. But for the most part, you guys did see me use only one clipper throughout this whole fade. And look at that. Look at the finished product, man. Everything flows so nice and smooth. My client could go get braids right now. He could take the man bun out and rock curls. Nothing is gonna change the way that this haircut, or no. His hairstyle will not change the way that this haircut looks. And then I'm just blow drying the oil sheen in, brushing everything in. But if you guys enjoyed this video, I want you guys to hit that thumbs up button for me. Be sure to hit that notification bell to be alerted every time I drop. I got hella new dope content coming to this channel soon, so make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. And if you guys like this beat, I'm gonna put my producer tag in the description so you guys can fuck with my boy. Alright, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I hope you guys learned some, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man. CBR, we out. Let's get it.